Hey guys, Andy Bernard Bayou, and I'm going to show you how to prepare smoked pork shoulder or Boston butt. It's the same thing, and this is why the Bernard Bayou Spice Rub was created. And so just over 10 years ago, our kids were going to a small private school in Jacksonville, Florida. And so as a fundraiser for the baseball program, us baseball coaches and the baseball families got together and created a barbecue stand for the Friday night football games. And so you've got those Friday night lights, you've just got that atmosphere. I can tell you that the smell of the smoker and the taste of the meat, it just brings those memories back. And I'm just so thankful for that time in my life that I got to be a part of that. I'm so thankful for all of those families and the hard work that we did. It was just such an incredible community, but it was just incredible barbecue. And so that's what perfected this recipe. And so what we're gonna do is we're going to coat this pork shoulder with the spice rub all over. You're going to make it nice and thick. What you want on that is a nice thick bark of spice on the outside of the pork shoulder. And so something that I want you to know about the bottles is that we've got a sift or pour cap. And so you can pour this out. Don't be afraid to use a lot. It's really good. And so you're going to go all over. I like to make sure that it gets in all of those creases, all over. I try to get it on all the sides. If you're not making a mess, then you're not doing it right. And so get it all down inside there. Rub it all over that meat. You want to get it on all the ends. Let me stand this thing up. When we were doing 400 to 500 pounds of it on those Friday nights, we would have this just huge processing line where we were just rubbing up 40 or 50 butts for the night. And so so what you can see there, it's pretty even. We've got it all over. So now what's going to end up happening is that this is going to go into the refrigerator, and this is going to sit overnight. About 3 a.m. I'm going to start up the heat. I like to put my smoker at 225. There's a rule of thumb of barbecue of going slow and low when you're smoking. And so I'm going to set that chamber temperature to about 225, and I'm going to let this thing go. That's about 12 hours ahead of when I plan on serving it. And so obviously I'm going to be watching internal temperature, and you want to bring in, we're going to talk about all that tomorrow. There's going to be more videos. Something else that I want you to be prepared for in getting ready for tomorrow, and that is the basting process. And so part of making great barbecue that isn't dry is the idea that you're going to baste it. And so what I like to do is use a pump sprayer. And so in that pump sprayer, I'm going to use a 1-to-1 apple cider vinegar and apple cider mix. And I'm going to spray about every 60 to 90 minutes, again watching that. And so, guys, this is an incredible recipe. There's going to be more parts of this video. You need to tune in, and we're going to show you how to get this smoked pork shoulder just to come out just so good. And so, again, enjoy your Friday night, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the Friday night lights, and I'll see you tomorrow. And this is going to change your life. Hey guys, Andy Bernard Bayou. We're back for part 2 of our smoked pork shoulder. I wish you could smell what I'm smelling right now. That Bernard Bayou spice rub in the smoker is incredible, and I know you can't smell it right now. I'm so excited to talk about this. One of the things I want you guys to know is that it's not always about having the most expensive tools. Having tools to get the job done, having good recipes, having good spice rubs, the right techniques, those are all really, really important, maybe more so important than having just expensive toys. Case in point, this is the ceramic Kamado smoker from Academy Sports. I bought the display model. So some of the add-ons I think are the right investment to be able to go put with this. These Kamados are basically all the same. It's the thermal mass of a ceramic cooker that holds a consistent temperature for a long, long time and allows your recipe to do what you need it to do. So some of the add-ons we've talked about before. I like to use the Weber iGrill 2. Right now I've got 2 probes in here, chamber temperature and then also the meat temperature, watching the alarms, Bluetooth inside the house. And then from Barbecue Guru, I'm using the Nano Q, which is a thermostatically operated fan. So you've got the intake adapter that allows the fan to connect to it, and then you set it to a temperature and it stays within a couple degree range. This is amazing. So what we did today, at about 1 a.m., I turned on the heat. I got it going, let the fan take over, at about 3 a.m., because of when we wanted to serve the meat today, at 3 a.m. is when I put the meat on, and then, as I've talked about before, I like to baste using a pump sprayer with a 1-to-1 ratio of apple cider vinegar. And so let's baste. About every 60 minutes, it's now time. So you guys can see that Bernard Bayou spice rub has created a nice bark on there. One of the things that I use, the indirect plate, keeps the direct fire, the direct heat off of the meat, and then you can see we're just going to spray it all around. We just spray that all around. That little plate in there is just a terracotta pot plate. It catches all the juices. I put a little bit of water in there to begin with, and now you can see that just the juices are coming down in there. Just absolutely gorgeous. That smell has just, oh my goodness, that is just so good. It's filled it. So what's really great about these Kamados is that right now it probably dropped maybe 10 degrees. So it's probably maybe 15 degrees. So now it's sitting at 210 degrees. Within the next 5 minutes, it's gonna be back to the 225. The fan's gonna kick on and it's just gonna hold it. So the next step is to wrap it. And so we'll be right back. Hey guys, Andy Bernard, Bernard Bayou. We're back here for part 3, smoked pork shoulder. The pork shoulder's gone for about 9 hours now. It's time to wrap it up. Internal temperature has just crossed 170 degrees. We've been basting it every 60 minutes with the apple cider vinegar. And so now it's time to wrap it up, and let's take a look. Let's get going. You can see that bark there. That is just so beautiful. Oh, wow, that smell. Oh, you can smell the Bernard Bayou spice rub on there. So let's get our temperature probe out. Okay, so now we're gonna just take the butt. You can see bone here, just beautiful. I'm gonna set it down. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna double wrap in heavy duty foil. What I like to do is take some of the basting juice and I like to pour it in here in the wrap. This is going to keep it from drying out. So what we're doing now is we've taken internal temperature to 170. Now we want to just get the fat to emulsify. We just want to get the meat to fall off the bone. We want all those juices to mix with the Bernard Bayou spice rub and with the pork. It's just absolutely incredible. So we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna get it basically airtight the best we can here with the foil. I'm gonna set it right back on the grill. I'm gonna take that temperature probe. We're gonna stick it right back in so that we can monitor it. And now we're gonna crank the heat up a little bit more. So we're gonna go a couple more hours now. That'll take it to about 11 hours. I want to take internal temperature above 180 degrees. And I'm telling you, the meat is just going to push that bone right out. It's going to fall right off. The juices are all going to be together. It's just absolutely incredible. So part 4 is going to be us taking it out, letting the meat rest, and then we're going to remove all the rest of the fat cap, and then we're going to put it into the chopper, and you're about to see the finished product of this. Just an incredible process, lots of fun. Thank you for watching. Hey guys, Andy Bernard, Bernard Bayou here. We're here for part 4 of smoked pork shoulder, and I want to recap everything that we did. We started yesterday by rubbing the meat with the Bernard Bayou spice rub, and we got a nice thick spice rub bark on there. And then in the middle of the night, I cranked up the heat, and while I did that, I brought the shoulder out of the fridge. I set it on the counter. That warmed up about 15 degrees while the smoker was coming up to temperature. Put the smoker at 225 degrees. Then we basted the meat about every 60 minutes with a 1-to-1 apple cider vinegar out of my pump sprayer. That after about 9 hours, the internal temperature crossed 165. That's when we wrapped the meat in a couple layers of foil. I took the rest of the basting juice and I put it in there. I cranked up the heat of the smoker about 275 degrees. Went another 2 hours, and that just emulsifies all of the fat and all the other tissues in there. It gets all the juices going, starts to separate the meat from the bone. Man, I can smell this thing right now. So here we are. I brought it inside. Internal temperature is probably about 180 degrees. I let it rest for 30 minutes. Now we're about to open this thing up and we're going to see what the final product is. You can see that that fat cap just separated. You can see that it's just sitting in its own juices. It's just bathing. I know this thing's going to be hot. You can see that bark of that spice rub on there. So here we go. Pull that thing out. Oh my goodness, that looks so good. See the juices that are left over. So you can see the fat just pulls right off. You can see that the bone is just going to slip right out. Let's grab this thing. And there comes the bone. There's no meat on there at all. Just absolutely beautiful. As I separate this thing, you can start to see smoke ring in here of the meat. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Look, if you like this, if you enjoy this recipe, we have a huge community that's just enjoying the spice rub, enjoying the products. We're having a lot of fun. We love the recipes that are coming. Go get you some, all right? Jump on the website, shop now, get the spice rub, get the injection sauce. The combo's $20. It's gonna change your life. Thank you.